Well, look what the cat dragged in. Hello everyone, Connor Whitmore here again with another review for you on the Nawtystep channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing a live review of the new track from Deadmau5, released on Mousetrap Records, Fall. Joel Zimmerman, aka Deadmau5, one of EDM's most divisive figures, he is back with his third single in around a month. Saturn, Coasted, and now Fall, and it's nice to see him really get back into the swing of it on the originals front. We got his orchestral album, Where's the Drop of course, but it's been almost 3 years since we got a full electronic LP from him. I'm yet to check out those other aforementioned recent tunes from him to kind of gauge where he's at musically, but maybe he's gearing up for another classic Deadmau5 album. Nevertheless, I am very excited to check out this tune, Fall, a special moment in that I think this could be the first non-dubstep live review on the channel. And it feels good to have a reason to cover Deadmau5, probably my favourite electronic musician ever. I'm not going to expect anything either stylistically or in terms of the quality of it overall, but hopefully I find the music as special as the occasion itself. Now, for those that may not be familiar, a live review is me listening to the music for the first time whilst recording. Kinda like a reaction video, but more about the review and response side of it. So I will be stopping the track at various points in order to give my thoughts on it while listening, and coming to a couple of concluding thoughts at the end by answering some questions that I've already written for myself. But here we go, Deadmau5 Fall live review. Let's do it! Okay, so this song is a classic Deadmau5 beast. 7 minutes exactly. Not even 7 minutes 1 second or 2 seconds or whatever. 7 whole to the dot minutes, and yeah, that probably means that I'm going to be a little bit more concise with my thoughts than usual, assumedly being a progressive house song of some sort. Not too many changes, but yeah, a lot of general sweeping thoughts, so yeah, I'll try and keep it a little more concise than usual. Should go up one? Let's go up one. Oh no, maybe down, maybe down. Oh, I love his music so much. Oh! Oh, the layering. Oh! Oh! Another one! Oh, here we go. Oh, okay. Yeah. Deadmau5 loves to do that with his tunes, you know, just having a little break moment following the long introduction to kind of build back up again. That is what a lot of his tunes and his music generally are known for. That whole first section is just, yeah, classic Deadmau5 really, building, layering in a really progressive and subtle way, bringing the odd sound in here and there and just fleshing it out more and more over time, making it more musical as well as it goes on. It's pretty standard. I mean, it's not blowing me away at this point. It's just a kind of pretty solid, techie, housey beat. Seems like it would be quite suited to a club environment, you know, just kind of, you know, bouncing away, jiggling away, drink in hand, all of that sort of stuff. But yeah, I don't think it's trying to do too much just yet, but who knows how it could progress and bloom over time. So yeah, looking forward to what it has in store left. Still got about 4 minutes to go, so yeah, let's see where it goes from here. Ooh, starting to spiral out of control. Oh, come on. Just give it to me. Oh! Interesting, okay. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I must say, I'm not massive on that extended, lengthy siren kind of sound. I'm not big on it. I get that it adds to the general atmosphere of the song and it gives it a kind of underground, menacing feel, if you will. I think I'm warming to it the more I hear it, and it kind of works more in amongst the chunky beat that we've got going on here. But the first time I heard it, I was just a bit like, yeah, it was a bit off. It didn't quite fit in with the context of the song, and it kind of came out of nowhere. Yeah, a bit out of place, if you will. But no, when it's atop those the chunky beats, sorry, that we've got so far going on here, I think it works quite well. Yeah, I think it carries on a lot also from quite a fair bit of stuff that we've been hearing from the Mousetrap label generally in the last year or so. You know, producers like IO, yeah, just really going ham on that techno, pulsating, thudding beat. Yeah, just really, really works, and I'm all here for it. Gradual deconstruction going on now. Got a minute left. And what Deadmau5 will do with his tracks is just gradually take one layer away at a time, quell it down, having that crescendo moment, realizing there's a peak in every track, and then just dipping down. Oh, okay. Are we going again? Okay. Deadmau5. Fool. There we go. Yeah, I mean, in many ways, it's a classic Deadmau5 song. It has a pretty extensive intro, building up, layering, bringing sounds in progressively, making it build over time. Then we've got a kind of break moment where everything is put in perspective, a little moment of respite, a chance to regather the troops, if you will, and build everything back up again, but in a completely different way, in anticipation of a drop, which we got. One sole drop in a 7-minute track, which for many of the people watching this video, dubstep lovers of the channel and whatnot, it's quite strange as an approach to making music, but I think, you know, once you really appreciate this kind of approach for what it is, you know, you can really see how the one drop situation within an extensive cut works. And yeah, then we've got the drop that just also blooms as a section in itself, constantly layering and kind of building on the feeling of it more and more. And as I said, you know, there are some sounds initially when the drop arrives that seem a bit out of place, but over time they kind of immerse themselves in the track overall, and that kind of gives them more presence in it as a whole. And then also the deconstruction moment, another classic Deadmau5 tactic there. And again, yeah, really works for it. Not sure what else to say beyond that. Just going to go back to that drop again to kind of relive it and remember just how it works and how it makes me feel, the impression I get from it. I really like those bits of percussion, actually. I think they, you know, there's a risk somewhat with this section that you kind of become a bit sleepy with it, and you kind of get lost in the hypnotic beat that kind of ticks away underneath. But with that percussion, it just helps sharpen it and bring it back into focus at a point that is very pivotal for the track overall. So yeah, I do love those bits of percussion. Yeah, see, initially, that is a little bit jarring. I love the beat, but that siren, a little bit off for me. But this, I'm just like, now, like, how can that not make you like groove along and just feel it coursing through your body? And then all the percussion just trickles back in. And now to move on to those aforementioned questions that I talked about earlier. Firstly, what were your favourite parts of the track? First of all, I'm going to talk about the structure of it. I really like the long intro, long midsection as a kind of breakdown from the intro, then the whole drop, an extensive one at that, and then the outro to break it down. And yeah, just in light or as a kind of change from what I listen to, usually heavy drops, emphatic music, the song's at least half the length, if not more, just makes for a nice change. And yeah, it's a nice way of appreciating and consuming bass music, you know, having that change from the norm. And it makes me happy that Deadmau5 is putting out stuff like this again, because it's just very nice to hear. The way it layers sounds and builds generally as well, I think it's pretty subtle in this track, not outstanding, But yeah, again, it's just a classic Deadmau5 song in that respect, you know, building very gradually and kind of adding to the feeling and flavour in a kind of very developmental way, which I love it for. The simplicity of the approach as well, which I suppose is an extension of the point on structure. You know, he could have done something completely different, and just to say that I do love it for that. The vibe of the beat that we get in the drop, I'm going to talk about it again, but yeah, the initial release that we get for that drop isn't great in my opinion, a bit jarring, but the vibe of the beat that we get after that is just so infectious, and it's one of those where I'm just not sure how you can tear yourself away from it. Just pounding, booming tech sort of approach, and yeah, I am all for it. Again, especially in light of what I listen to most. And also, the way it deconstructs is pretty seamless and yeah, really well done. So in many respects, a classic Deadmau5 number. Next question, what were your least favourite parts of the track? The main thing I'm going to have to talk about here is the initial release for that drop. The elements not quite working together, it's a bit jarring and kind of comes out of nowhere. I don't mind the siren over time and kind of how it embeds itself within the track overall. But yeah, that initial release just doesn't really do anything for me. Also, I think it could have had a little bit more to it emotionally, particularly in the midsection. We know Deadmau5 and love him most for, you know, those moments where he breaks a track down and almost flips it on its head with a load of musicality and orchestral, classical influences. And yeah, just kind of inverting our understanding of that track so far, whichever one it may be. But this one doesn't have that. It's more of a song to kind of bop and dance along to than anything that's truly trying to kind of leave an impact on you, I think. And so on the back of that, I think there isn't really anything truly knockout about this track. But that's me comparing to past greats of his and kind of nitpicking with this song overall. But yeah, that's just a reflection on the standard he set, almost definitely so. And finally, what do you make of the song overall? It isn't special for me by any means. I find it to be more of a bop that I can groove or dance along to than anything truly outstanding or stand out, knockout, special, if you will, as I've said. But yeah, it does make me want to hear the others that he's put out in the last couple of weeks or so, very much so, and definitely leaves me very much excited also for what he's got coming up next. Is it an album? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. And so there we have it, the latest live review on the channel of the new track from Deadmau5, Fall. But what did you guys make of Fall? Do you have any favourite moments from it or anything you would change? I'm fully aware that this is a kind of song that is completely different to what most people that are subscribed to this channel would usually listen to. But I'd love for you to kind of check it out and give your thoughts, even if you really don't like it. I'd love to know what you all think, you know, why you do so. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, then be sure to give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell along the way so you can be notified whenever I upload a new video to the channel. And my social media accounts are linked in the description box down below. For some other live reviews on the channel, check out the link just here. And lastly, if it's naughty, then you know guys, so be sure, as always, to keep it naughty and stay safe. And I shall see all of you legends in the next one. Peace out.